is well underway in Saskatchewan, but it will be an important May-long weekend for producers. Our Thomas Wildman has more in this week's crop report.
Today we're going to have a special crop report as we're going to have Mackenzie Ledoux, another crop extension specialist with the Ministry of Agriculture of the Government of Saskatchewan, here to give us the crop report today. She's going to swap in and out along with Matt Struthers for the rest of the year. And so thank you so much for joining me for the first time, Mackenzie.
Thank you, Thomas. Thanks for having me.
All right, and so last week, Mackenzie, we talked about how seeding was a little bit late in a good portion of Saskatchewan due to wetter conditions throughout a good portion of the province due to the late snow. Has that dried up, and have most producers been able to get in and start seeding on time now?
Absolutely. So producers in Saskatchewan made fantastic progress this past week. So the province is now sitting at 38% of seeding being completed. So that's a 29% increase over last week. So as you mentioned, there was some cooler weather and some wet spots that popped into the province that delayed seeding in a couple of regions, but producers in those regions were able to get out into the field, and we now have widespread seeding across the province. Most recently, this past week, more showers popped into the southeast region of Saskatchewan, and that slowed seeding progress down just a little bit, but producers are still out there and they're making great progress.
And so here in the Northwest, we were a little bit ahead because of our drier conditions, and we didn't get that late snow like a good portion of the province. But that drier condition could mean that we won't have good enough soil condition. How is that soil condition looking here in the Northwest, and just the outlook in general for the Northwest region?
The Northwest is actually the furthest along in seeding for Saskatchewan. The Northwest has about 55% of seeding being completed. And what we're seeing is that soil moisture in the Northwest is still pretty adequate, but however, there is some drier conditions in the Northwest, and that is definitely helping producers put in acres faster.
And so most farmers have started seeding, but what is the absolute latest time that farmers need to get their seed in order to be successful throughout the year?
Absolutely. So there are cutoff dates for your Sask crop insurance seeding dates. So producers usually try to target those dates for their seeding cutoff. Unfortunately, I don't know those dates off the top of my mind, and I don't want to say anything that's incorrect. But if producers are worried about it, they can contact Saskatchewan Crop Insurance to get those dates sorted out.
And so even with the late seeding and just the generally decently wet but somewhat dry conditions for Saskatchewan, kind of what is the outlook looking for this year in your opinion?
Said the producers are having fantastic progress. They're making fantastic progress with seeding, and if things go well, I don't see anything hindering their progress. Yeah, just a quick note that it's a very stressful time of year for producers, and to make sure that they take any safety precautions that they can so that they get home nice and safe to their family at the end of the night.
Thank you so much for the report, Mackenzie, and we will definitely talk soon for another crop report.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
And now it's time for us to take a look at today's agriculture prices. Boxing event in Lloydminster is making its return in early June. Here's Callan Dunlop with more.
Hi, I'm Callan Dunlop, and today I'm joined by Austin with the Lloydminster Boxing Club. And to start, can you just give a little insight into what the Lloydminster Boxing Club in here is?
Yeah, you betcha. So we're an Olympic-style boxing club, also known as an amateur boxing club. So what we do is we train and help boxers compete across Canada. So anywhere from 10 years old, even as young as 6 years old, all the way up to our masters boxers, which are aged 40 plus. We help everybody get into the ring, and pretty simply our mission is to create champions both in and out of the ring.
And can you talk a little bit about kind of how many people you have currently at your club?
We currently have around 30 to 40 members.
And the main reason that I'm here talking to you today is the Battle of the Border. I'd like to hear a little bit about this event coming up and your thoughts on that.
Yeah, for sure. So Battle at the Border is Lloydminster Boxing Club's annual fundraiser that we use to help raise funds for our year of competitions. We take these kids everywhere from Vancouver Island to, of course, all of our local competitions, Winnipeg we go to quite a bit. We go to Manitoba. We're even going to be going to Ontario and a few of the eastern and Atlantic provinces. Obviously that costs lots of money, so what we like to do is we show off to our community. We get to show our community what the Boxers are all about. We host a great event every year. It used to be every year before COVID-19. And now that we're back, we're hoping it's the biggest event yet. We have more boxers than ever competing out of our boxing club. And we also have a lot of really top talent that are going to be competing at Battle at the Border too.
And can you talk a little bit about the event itself and sort of the layout of it and what will be happening at the event?
Yeah, for sure. So, of course, we start off with our opening remarks, our O Canada, and introducing a few of our officials and whatnot. Introducing the boxing clubs that will be coming. Like I said, they're coming from across Western Canada, everywhere from, we're trying to get British Columbia, of course, a bunch of clubs in Alberta, a few clubs in Saskatchewan, and a few clubs in Manitoba as well. So after we introduce the clubs, we start the battles. So we start off with the young boys that are 10, 11 years old. They're going to be competing. And then we move on to a little bit of the not so much more exciting fights, but the older bouts, the ones where you can see a little bit more action. You see that risk of the heavy hits landing or the big hits dodging, that kind of thing, right? And then, of course, after the main event, everybody kind of splits up, and we might have an after party, we might not. We'll see how it goes.
I'd like to also talk about just the importance of the event for the young boxers who probably haven't had this live experience ever in their boxing experience. So can you just talk about how important that is for them?
Yeah, for sure. So not only is it going to be lots of boxers' first times in the boxing ring on June 10th, it's going to be their first time competing in front of their own friends and family. Like I said, we travel across Canada, so lots of times families don't get to see, and our community doesn't get to see the boxers that we produce. This is our chance to show Lloydminster what our local talent is, and we get to show them off in the best words possible.
And I'd like to talk about some of the talent that you have in coming in. You said that they've come in from all sorts of areas in Western Canada, but do you have some specifics on some of the people that are coming in and the age range and just sort of what we'll be seeing on June 10th?
Yeah, for sure. So you're going to be seeing everything from, hopefully we have a few fun box bouts on the card. What fun box is for ages between 8 and 10, and it's Boxing Canada's way of promoting the sport to the young athletes. So we're going to be trying to promote the sport of young athletes competing as much as possible. Not only that, but later on into the night, we're also going to have some top-level competition, some boxers that have competed on the provincial stage, the national stage, the international stage, and we have a few champions that will be coming that are Saskatchewan provincial champions as well. We'll have some Alberta provincial champions there. We're going to have a lot of boxers that are on the card that show some high-class talent.
Well, that is awesome to hear, and very excited. June 10th for the Battle at the Border boxing event, and that is all the time that we have. So thank you so much for taking the time to come in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Calvin.
And now it's time for us to once again check in with Shelby Clark, who will have a look at our long weekend weather forecast.
Thank you so much again there, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking another extended look at your weather forecast. We will be starting off with our central zone of the provinces. On our Alberta side, we have warmed up quite a bit from what we were even looking at yesterday, as we are seeing these conditions get even closer to that 30-degree mark. So these scorchers are now starting for today as we head into the May long weekend, so be prepared. 27 for Rocky Mountain House and Red Deer, we are looking at the warmest temperatures there. 26 in Edson, while it is 25 and 24 for Whitecourt, Edmonton, and over in Jasper, and then we have 23 up in Athabasca, while Cold Lake is also just sitting at 24. Now as we go over to our Saskatchewan side, they are kind of matching with us with those temperatures, as they are seeing well past that 20-degree mark. We're looking at 22 over in Melfort, while it is 23 for both Prince Albert and up in Meadow Lake, and then we have 24 and 25 for North Battleford and Saskatoon. So for the most part, in our central zone, we all are kind of matching with these temperatures, as we are getting closer to that 30-degree mark and kind of seeing those mid-20s. Going over to our northern zone now, they have warmed up like what we are seeing in our central zone on our Saskatchewan side indeed. We are just hitting that 20-degree mark for La Loche, Buffalo Narrows, and over in South End, and then we start to warm up from there. 22 for both up in Uranium City and Stony Rapids, and 23 seems to be the warmest condition on our Saskatchewan side here with Wollaston Lake and over in Flin Flon. Now going back over to Alberta's side here, they are kind of matching with us with these temperatures as well in our central zone. Besides Slave Lake and Fort McMurray, they are still looking slightly cooler for those temperatures as they are still sitting at those teens. 16 in Slave Lake, while it's 19 in Fort McMurray, so they haven't quite hit that 20-degree mark just yet. 20 now in High Level, and as we start to look at the rest, they are definitely significantly warmer. 23 for Fort Chipewyan, while it is 25 in Peace River. Grand Prairie seems to be seeing the warmest condition usually on this side and just hitting at 28. They're just underneath that 30-degree mark. So some of these areas are definitely having those scorchers in effect for today. Lethbridge is also seeing that as we look into our southern zone with 30 degrees now in Lethbridge and the rest are just underneath that. 29 in Medicine Hat, while it is 28 in Calgary, and then we have that 24 and 26 with Coronation and Banff. So looking a lot warmer in our southern zone. They are probably seeing the warmest conditions compared to all the areas we were just looking at. And going over to our Saskatchewan side, they are slightly looking almost matching with them with those conditions, especially with Kindersley at 26, and the rest are slightly cooler as they are just past that 20-degree mark. 23 in Swift Current, while it is 21-22 for Moose Jaw, Regina, and Yorkton, and then down in Estevan as they are looking at the coolest condition with 19. So we have warmed up for sure as we are starting off today, and we head into the May long weekend, and just be prepared because we will be seeing our daytime highs get warmer than this as we head into the weekend for our Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now looking at our overnight evening lows for tonight in this list, on this list in our surrounding area, we are for the most part hitting those double digits once again for those temperatures in most of these spots. A low of 10 at Bonnyville and Isla Cross we'll expect tonight, and Provost and Paradise Hill will be expecting a low of 11, while Meadow Lake will be still seeing that single digit, but close enough with that low of 9. So we will be warming up for tonight. We will be feeling that heat as we head into the May long weekend, and of course we know it's going to be a scorcher, so we are going to be warming up for our evening. So please make sure to stay safe out there, wear lots of sunscreen, drink lots of water because you can get dehydrated easily with these temperatures. And looking into our hourly forecast for our Saturday here in the border city, be prepared. Our daytime high is that 28, 27. So we will almost be hitting that 30-degree mark in our mid-afternoon around 4 p.m. And we won't be cooling down by too much tomorrow evening as we head into our Sunday, because we will be kind of seeing that same temperature on Sunday with 28 and a lot more sun for both days. So please make sure you are staying safe. Like I said, using sunscreen, because we will be seeing that continue into next week on Monday, but hopefully Monday and Tuesday after this long weekend, we will be seeing that rainfall, high chance of precipitation, so hopefully we will be seeing that, and then we will be cooling down next Tuesday, but don't worry, we'll be warming it right back up next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that's all I have for now. I'm Jason Mackey, we'll have more news coming up after the break.
Well, there is a special event happening in Lloydminster next week, and we're here to tell you all about it. Joining me today is Meredith Bongers from MS Canada. Meredith, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Stacey. Pleasure to be here.
Well, there is a breakfast planned next week at Integra Engineering here in Lloydminster. Can you tell me about the event and what it's raising funds for?
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to. We're very proud of our community partners at Integra, and they've been hosting an annual breakfast for us, a pancake breakfast, since 2013. They've raised just over $11,000, and this year the goal is to raise $6,000. And you can still buy for a minimum donation of $5, and for every $20 donation, you'll get entered into a door prize.
So, what is the day and time of the event, and is it actually at Integra?
It is at Integra, located at 1520 50th Avenue in Lloyd. It's on May 24th from 7 a.m. until 10:30.
Well, we are very familiar with MS Canada here. There are a lot of great fundraisers that are often held throughout the year. Can you tell me a little bit about if people are looking to, say, if they have MS and they are looking for resources, what kind of things do you provide them and how can they get that help?
Great question. So really proud to share that we have raised $212 million since 1948 that we've invested into research and services. And our programs include peer support, virtual wellness programs, educational programs. We have a quality of life equipment program. And then we also have a knowledge network. And the knowledge network is where you'll find our MS navigators. So if you're newly diagnosed or living with MS or love and know someone who is affected by MS, you can connect with one of our navigators and they will provide trusted information regarding all aspects of living with or life with MS. And you can reach them by phone or email or live chat by visiting mscanada.ca.
Well, now on the flip side of things, if people would like to either volunteer or, maybe make just a financial donation or help out in some way, how do they go about doing that and finding out where you guys need help?
Well, there's lots of ways to help, and we certainly love the support we get from our Lloydminster community, and so grateful for it. So May is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month, and so there's an opportunity to connect to the MS community. You can learn on our website about MS and how you can get involved. There's ways to share our stories or your own personal story on social media. You're welcome to volunteer. You can donate. And at the end of May, on May 28th, there's 45 in-person walks across Canada, as well as virtual opportunities. So if anyone in the Lloydminster area would like to volunteer or participate in the walk, this year it's virtual, and you can join the Alberta Jamin Built MS Walk team by visiting mscanada.ca.
Unfortunately, we have high rates of people with MS in this part of the world. So
Yes.
there's lots of things that are happening, as far as research and that. So if people are at a spot where they want to make a financial donation, but, can't commit to volunteering or anything like that, can you explain a little bit about what the money is used for when they make donations?
Absolutely. So, as I shared, we invest the money into research, but we also support through many, many services, including our peer support, our virtual wellness program, education programs, and a quality of life program. And then again, connecting with our navigators. And then, if you would like to just make a donation, you can do that online at mscanada.ca.
Getting back to the breakfast next week, Meredith, how important is it to have companies like Integra and, any company that wants to step up to do a fundraiser? How much does that help MS Canada out?
Tremendously. It is really at the heart of our community, and we're so grateful for that support. We can't do what we do without the support of community and partners like Integra. So we're forever grateful.
All right. Well, once again, the breakfast is on the 24th, and a great event to get out. It's hopefully going to be nice weather. We'll keep our fingers crossed to go out and enjoy and support the cause. And once again, Meredith, you could give me the information, please, if people are looking for information, not only on the breakfast, but just on anything in general. Please, what is the MS Canada website?
We're mscanada.ca. And to learn more about the pancake breakfast, you can visit integraeng.ca.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure, Meredith, and we hope things go very well next week.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Enjoy the long weekend. Stay safe, everyone.
Weaver Heritage Park hopes you and your family can join them tomorrow for their opening day event. There's so many different activities and different demonstrations that you have the chance to check out. Some of the demonstrations will include blacksmithing and rope making. There's an opportunity for you to try your hand at ice cream making. There's also going to be different crafts, a chance to try out potato sack races, stilts, and you have an opportunity to view some of the historic buildings that are here at Weaver Heritage Park, including Rendell House. Admission is by donation. Activities run tomorrow from 10 until 4. Coming up on Wednesday night, you have a chance to see some incredible local talent on stage at the Vic Juba Community Theatre as Lloyd Comp High School Fine Arts presents Disenchanted, a new musical comedy. You may be familiar with the story of Snow White, but you've never heard the story told from this perspective. This show is going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great musical numbers in it, and you get to see some great local talent. For details and to get your tickets, you can go online to vicjubatheatre.ca. And the Lloydminster and Area Brain Injury Society, they're gearing up to host their charity golf tournament on June the 15th out at Rolling Greens Fairways. Now is the time for you to get registered. To sign up, give them a call at 306-825-7212. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
Thank you to everybody for joining us today for the best panel of the week, TGIF. It's the entertainment panel with me and Abby St. John.
Yes, yeah. Friday's fantastic on its own, but add in an entertainment panel and you got the best day ever.
The perfect day. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we got some good topics on the go. Say it every time, and I say that also every time.
Yep.
But we got some spooky panels on the go. And starting off with our first topic, this one, I feel like it's a little bit controversial, also in a way that some of this was spoken about online, but we have the Five Nights at Freddy's teaser trailer. And it seems like it's already a bit freaky, but we'll get a little bit more into it after we take a look at what this trailer looks like.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life. Hit it, guys.
If you're watching this video, it means you've been selected as Freddy's newest security guard.
Yeah, we didn't get too much, obviously, because it's just a teaser trailer, so it's only about 50 seconds worth of the trailer. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, obviously it was a video game series that kind of first dropped in early 2000 or mid to early 2000s, 2014, and it garnered a pretty good response from fans. It really took some of the games later on in the series, because there's 9. Didn't really hit as hard as the first couple, but has a relatively large fan base. It's very popular on Reddit as well, as I was reading up about it. But you can find anything really on Reddit. But yeah, that's talked about a lot. So it's starring Josh Hutcherson, which... Where has he been for the past couple years? I don't know, but he's here now. Matthew Lillard is also in it, which I love.
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Here comes. Yeah,
I love him, and he's also in Scream 1, which obviously if you've seen our Scream panels, you'll know that's my favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice to see him also in a movie. I haven't seen him in a long time either. But yeah, so Josh Hutcherson, I guess, is their new night guard, and that follows the video game, The Night Guard. It's his first night on the job, and things kind of go awry, and he realizes that this isn't really a good job.
Yeah, in the video game series, I know it's very popular. But the reason I was saying controversial at the beginning at first was because I was seeing some stuff online that some fans that are serious, fans of the game, they are actually a little bit irritated because I guess, they got the glowing red eyes for this in the teaser trailer, showing it in the animatronics, and they don't have that in the game. And some people are saying like, oh, what's even scarier about them is that they look soulless. They look like they're, actually like, they have no souls and they're just staring at you with dead eyes. But now they have glowing red eyes, and they're trying to say that it kind of ruins it. But all the people scared of Chuck E. Cheese, this is going to be their worst nightmare. So good luck. But no, we got another topic on the go, and this one actually has more information for us to talk about, because this is the more official full trailer that we got for this, and this is the Haunted Mansion full trailer. And it looks really good. I like that we got a bit more scenes into it and everything, and of course some of them are looking good, Lakeith Stanfield, so let's take a look.
Wait! I should warn you before you step inside the house. This could change the course of your entire life.
I'm not afraid of a couple ghosts.
You say that now.
Yeah, they gave us a little bit more information. We had a teaser trailer that we talked about a while ago for it. Feels like such a long time ago that we did talk about this. But yeah, we get a little bit more information, and I love that they're taking a new take on it, opposed to the Eddie Murphy version. He's a real estate agent on his way on a family vacation, but then, gets stuck in this house that he's trying to sell. And then there's a bunch of ghosts. This is a different take on it. It follows Rosario Dawson's character, Gabby, and she's a single mom, and she actually moves into the house, buys it, and moves in obviously, she realizes very quickly that it is inhabited by ghosts, and a bunch of ghosts this time. It seems like there's more than the original one.
Yeah.
So she hires a tour guide, a psychic, a priest, and a historian, played by Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, Lakeith Stanfield, and Tiffany Haddish. And she hires them to exorcise her house and get rid of the ghosts, which I think is a really cool idea and a different take on it. You know, it's not just a remake of the taking the original movie and kind of keeping it similar. It's a whole new story, and it's a whole new thing, of course, because this movie and the original are based on a ride from Disney World. So it's coming out in July 28th. So that's very exciting coming up. This movie this year is chock full of movies. Week after week after week, there's a new
this
movie.
is just another one coming.
So it's just another one to add to the list, because I think it's going to bode really well with fans.
Yeah, and I like what you said with the Easter eggs, that I think they will probably slide some in there for people to catch it with the nostalgic 2003 Eddie Murphy version. So I think they will. I just hope that there is no tarantula scene. That's all I'm going to say. I guess for all the Disney spooky fans out there, you know, be prepared to hit the theaters in July and catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. But that's all the time we have for this week's entertainment panel. So once again, thank you everybody for joining us today, and have a great May-long weekend.
Yeah.
Taking another quick look at your 7-day forecast. Be prepared. We will have a scorcher this May-long weekend. 28 on both Saturday and Sunday, and a lot of sunny skies coming ahead. So please make sure to use that sunscreen. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. Please be safe. We will be seeing those warm conditions end off the weekend on Monday at 26, but hopefully get that 80% chance of rainfall. And then we will be seeing it slightly cool down for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, then warming up again next Friday.
Thanks for that, Shelby. It's going to be a very hot, long weekend, so make sure you enjoy it with those who are most important to you. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Primetime Local News. Have a great Victoria Day long weekend, and we'll see you back here again on Tuesday.